Congrats, James. I'm Tabitha. Welcome to Organic, Free Range, Human Thoughts, which are getting more organic by the day.
Like the idea just came to me. I'm like, and no one should do this. This is absolutely fraud. Okay, I know it's not punished. I know nobody is ever gonna go to actual jail for like another crypto pump and dump scheme. But so don't like the idea that you would do like a spiritually based cryptocurrency, right? That each one of these, like the blockchain like number that's assigned to it is like an angel number. Like you could do God, like you could riff on that shit real hard, and it's Dogecoin, right? To the moon. And then you just drop out, right?
Me
And
and
you'd be
James
like, oh
are
my
launching a cryptocurrency.
yeah, nobody do this. Please, dear God, nobody do this. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you do this, I hope you go to jail. Big, long, scary jail.
The amount of articles I've written about people who have fucked up a lot of people's lives on crypto. The lady who's still missing in action with like $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency. The great documentary on those two, like, gosh, they stole $4 billion worth of cryptocurrency and got caught because of Visa gift cards.
You gotta make it into actual money at some point, right?
Yeah, I mean, they did so good until they gave away gift cards.
Yeah.
Not saying that it was, I mean, sometimes you look at crimes and it's like they were able to steal $4 billion. However, they got caught over, it's like $100 gift card. Like the stupidity of like the mastermind of the crime and then the stupidity of how they got caught. It was just so.
Yeah. No. Al Capone went to jail for tax evasion. Like they're gonna get you on something someday, but maybe. Not like, right now.
So what is your belief? Do you think that we are all gonna be like straight up, yes or no? Do you believe at some point we are all going to be token people, not like some actual like based on dollars? We will all be on tokens at some point. We will all be cryptocurrency people within the next 5 years.
No, not in the next 5 years. So okay, so let's take a step back, because what is a dollar, right? We operate on fiat currency. A dollar is worth something because the federal government says that it's worth something, right? We've been off the gold standard for quite a while now. And even then, and like, come at me, gold bros, gold isn't actually worth anything. Like, it's a reasonable semiconductor. Like, it has no inherent monetary value either. So piss off. We all just agreed on it one time way back in the day, and now we're here. It's a shiny rock. And so, no, what substantially then would be the difference, right? It being an electronic asset versus it being a like piece of linen that ostensibly has a value to it. And even now, right? How often are you carrying?
I actually carry cash all the time.
Okay, well,
always.
Weirdo.
Yeah, and I carry coins, but because we'll lose, everything here is based on Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
And so if Spectrum goes down, there's no way to pay for anything but with cash. So I get to live like the king. Whenever we have like, I'm like at the movies, being like at the grocery store, watching everybody just suffer, having to put things back. And I'm like, that's right. Me with my cash over here winning at life. But yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I've been in places that have been like, we don't take cash at all. Right? And that I think is an increase. There are various legislatures doing things about that because they're like, oh, poor people might not have bank accounts. And that's a very legitimate argument about this. Like there needs to be some mechanism by which people can access the value of their paycheck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see a trajectory in which there is a lot more centralization around how your money is allowed to move. And this is not James's like new world order fantasy. Like this is very much, there's like 3 interchanges that money moves through when you use a debit card or a credit card. It's already kind of there. It's just the question of how far are people going to push it. I would expect to see it in more collectivist countries first, right? I would kind of expect to see, like, China is the one that immediately pops to mind because they do that sort of thing trajectory anyway. But even like a common currency, the euro, right? I could see them moving more in that direction too, just as internet access is ubiquitous and as, the ability to actually do that sort of thing. I don't think it's a good idea, but I do see it as being the path that we will eventually be on.
So you do think eventually we'll be token people? Will it be token or will it stay along the lines of where we're at now? It just will not be physical money anymore.
It just won't be physical money. It'll be so. There's a US dollar coin right now that is a crypto asset. It's essentially a 1-to-1 dollar to coin transaction. You then use it to buy other cryptocurrencies. There's not a big difference. Again, right? Like you send money to an exchange to purchase a thing from your bank account, right? No physical anything has exchanged hands. Right, the notion of money as an object is, I don't know, notional at best. I like all of my pile of filthy doubloons is just a number on a screen, right? It's not stashed somewhere. We don't print that much money, particularly with like fractional reserve banking when they can loan out like, is it like 5 or 10 to 1 in terms of deposits versus what they can loan? None of this really exists. So what are we worried about? Like it's already there to a large degree. It's just a matter of how can people access the system. And I think the genuine question of what are they doing with the data around your transaction history, right? That's a legitimate concern. Right? I don't buy anything nefarious, but like you also don't need to know that I went out and picked up a prescription.
Well, it was, and once again, I haven't committed a crime. Disclaimer. But I watch a lot of investigation discovery. Jodi
That's
Arias,
what guilty people say, John.
Which is how they found like her transactions at gas stations. And so it's just like everything you do leaves a print of your exact location. So using cash.
Yeah. No, and I think that's both an argument for and against, right? Like for the entities that have an invested interest in being able to follow you to some degree, right? Yeah, they don't want you to use cash because then they can track your credit card records because they can just subpoena Visa and get them because Visa's going to cooperate because they're a $1 trillion organization and they don't want to mess with the federal government, right? They don't care about you. Whereas you as just a normal human might really not want them to know what you bought or why you bought it.
Think about anything
you also got to
embarrassing
remember
you've ever purchased.
All of those cameras are out there too. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think that's the way it's going to end up going. I'm not super thrilled about it. I do think it encourages an additional gray market sort of vibe to things. You know, Facebook Marketplace, right? There's restaurants on Facebook Marketplace now because getting permit to open a restaurant in basically any municipality is going to cost you 50 grand. You got to have a physical place. You got to have it inspected. You got to do all these upgrades. You know, average in for a restaurant is something like $500,000 at this point. Average in for a food truck is like 250 to 3 just to get started, right? And that's buying new. That's not like getting a super shitty one and like cleaning it. But yeah, like it's a huge expense to get in. Whereas you can just have this like gray market side hustle, and yeah, maybe you get caught, but like you're not paying taxes, right? Like.
Didn't realize that was a gray market thing, and I've totally rolled up to parking lots and bought gumbo.
Yeah.
And bought food where they're like, I'll be outside the McCoys at this time, and was there buying my dinner from
the guy making boiled peanuts on the side of the road. Like he's not paying FICA, right? Selling peanuts, right? It's one of those bits where like, how much do we care? Right? You know, if everybody gets food poisoning, very much we care.
I mean, I feel like if you're buying it on the side of the road, that's the risk you're willing to take. Like,
play the game, take the
if
chances.
I got sick, like I've been like, that's what I get for buying gumbo out of the back of somebody's truck. But whenever it's delicious, it's worth it.
Well, that's the thing with like street food in other countries too, right? Is that there is this very sort of gray market aspect to it. Yeah, like they're not officially condoned anything, but it's just people out there selling a thing. And so, you know, there's an Anthony Bourdain quote about like the likelihood of getting sick from it is that if this guy's been there for years and all of his neighbors eat there, he's not going to fuck this up, right? He's got a good thing going. And if he does, they're just going to beat him to death. Maybe he's like, it's probably okay to eat. Unless you have a very sort of sissy Western gastrointestinal system, in which case you shouldn't eat the street fish in Ghana and then immediately get on a plane to New York. That was not a thing that I did and was not sad for 12 hours on a plane.
Full story time.
No, so I had a great opportunity to get to volunteer at a hospital in Accra in Ghana. My partner was working with some of the nursing students there. And so I got to go, and while I was doing a lot of volunteer work, teaching CPR. And so I went and taught CPR and like high-level resuscitation for a bunch of nursing students at Ridge Hospital. Shout out Ridge Hospital, Accra. I hope you guys have moved into the new facility by now because it's been like a decade. And if you haven't, I'm real sorry. But no, like we had this really great host. She was sort of our fixer for the trip for this group that we were with. And she brought a delicious lunch. Like, I'm going to get on a flight that night. I think I actually flew into Montreal and then like through New York or from Montreal into back home. But delicious lunch, fish, didn't think twice about it. About 6 hours later, on the flight, not feeling good. The flight attendants were just tremendous people. They like got there was a seat in first class that they bumped me to because they were like, you could be closer to the bathroom. And so yeah, I got to suffer for 12 hours, but the fish was delicious. Wholeheartedly recommended. So good. Now I know which one Tabitha's cooking
for more travel hacks. No.
Yeah, just suffer. Eat the thing and suffer. Is it too spicy? Good for you. Just eat it. It's delicious. Yeah. But yeah, I think all of these things are just for fun. What were we talking about?
We were talking about cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency. You gotta have cash money.
I feel like I'm trying to think who hasn't, because even the Hot Tua girl had a cryptocurrency, and wasn't that a pump and dump too?
Always, it's always a pump and dump, right?
And I was
Anytime.
like, why would you buy that? That was my question. I feel like and I'm judging you. Comment down below.
Yeah.
If you bought it,
like I would actually like if you invested in Hawk to a coin, like for like a reasonable degree, and not just bought it for the lols. Like I actually want to talk to you because I'm really curious what the draw of these things are. Right? Not that I'm building my own.
Podcast.
Yeah, like I will absolutely have you as a guest because I'm endlessly fascinated. Because it's for me as somebody who's like, yeah, at one point like I sort of memed Bitcoin way back in the day. And if I had actually held on to it, I wouldn't be doing consulting for a living right now. But what makes you think some of these are going to go to the moon, right? Like, it does feel like the meme value has passed, right? Elon sort of milked it all with Dogecoin. And then what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Like, yeah, I don't get it at all.
I worked with Crypto Bros, and I remember like going to one of his events where he talked about NFTs and how NFTs were going to take over everything. We would have no physical papers anymore. Like my birth certificate would be an NFT. And he was so adamant about how this was going to be the way things are. I haven't heard about NFTs since that event.
It turns out you can just make copies of a JPEG, and that was the end of that. Yes. Well, and it got a lot of the right people, which I appreciate. People who spent millions of dollars on these things to find out they have intrinsically no value. Again, we go back to the fiat currency that we exist with. It only exists because we all agreed one time. And since nobody thought that was a good idea, you went broke.
I don't think there was ever a time we were all going to agree that trading pictures of... I think he had bought in a whole bunch of those little monkey pictures that were like super popular. There was never a time I feel like that was gonna.
Yeah. I also don't feel like it's a new thing, right? Because you can trace this one like Beanie Babies, right? We're supposed to make everybody, you collected millions of them, right? But you can go back to like tulip bulbs and the East India Company. And, we just do this shit. I don't know what it is about humans, but like everybody wants to join the bandwagon. Fear of missing out, I guess, is just the big thing. And yeah, people will buy fucking anything.
I wish Beanie Babies had been a thing. Like it really had worked out the way they said it was, where they were collectible and you could have I could have given my child like my little pig Beanie Baby and been like, here's your house and your college. Paid for. There you go. Take Winnie the Pooh and prosper. Like I just so disappointing.
And so like inheriting all the collectibles that are in my grandma's like curio cabinet she bought on QVC at 3:00 in the morning because she's old, couldn't sleep. Yeah, no, it'd be nice.
The only one I had that was like gonna be worth anything was the Selena Barbie, and I played with it. And I ruined it. That's Selena Barbie. I wonder how much that would have been worth now. And people who don't know who Selena is, she's Jennifer Lopez. Because I can't remember what her face actually looks like now because it's been so long. I just remember her as Jennifer Lopez in the movie. And I'm like, what does that say about me? That's how long it's been since I've seen Selena's real face.
It means be old. Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't. You cannot meme your way to astronomical wealth. Like it does happen, but like it's like winning the lottery. You don't get to pick when you do. So, and the odds are actually better of you winning the lottery. So feel free about that one.
Yeah. So play the lottery, kids. No, don't follow me for financial. But I just find cryptocurrency really fascinating because there's the people like the manosphere people that were super into cryptocurrency. There's like this whole other element. Like it's not just money. It's like there's this whole so many layers to it that just like
Oh yeah.
give me so much joy. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
you start
sorry.
getting into like you start layering in the like everybody has to have a side hustle, but it should be providing passive income, which isn't a thing actually, kids. Like unless you have many monies, there is no passive income. Like you still have to manage the thing. Like, oh, you should buy a laundromat. Well, like, if somebody got to sweep the floor. Like, this is different. And so, you layer in those expectations, and then you start to layer in the weird masculinity that a lot of these poor guys are coming at it with. And it's like you have to be this infinite provider and infinitely knowledgeable about these financial things while still doing your day job, which is probably not finance, because they have their own bizarre masculinity that is not, and which is sort of tangentially related to manosphere things, but just if you were to stomp on the accelerator as hard as possible.
Hey, so I read, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, like on shelves, but Yesteryear.
No.
It's a trad wife. It's a like I don't even know if you could describe it as a horror story. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you aren't someone into trad wife isms, it is a horror story. You're like, this
Yeah.
is my nightmare. All of this whole thing. But it is so like the like twistedness of the male, like this is what a man needs to be
Mm-hmm.
for this. And then I'll spoiler for anybody that's going to read, whenever you're living the trad wife, for example, in hypothetical, I want to be a trad wife, but then you've hitched your wagon to someone who's not the manosphere guy, you're in trouble, girl. Like you done fucked up.
Well, even he's not
It's
doing as well as you think he is.
Yeah, and it's the struggle of then you have these like the man scam bait. He wasn't even a scam. Oh my gosh, I felt so
Yeah.
bad. Like you're
Well, I was
just like
talking
this poor.
to, yeah. But no, like, so one of the places I've been that has sort of exemplified a lot of that for me is Scottsdale, Arizona.
Do
Yeah.
tell.
So it's very wealthy, right? Everybody drives a super nice car. Everybody lives in a big ass house, unless you don't. I was talking to a CPA down there who's attached to a company I am consulting for, and I was like, I'm just genuinely curious, right? You who see the tax returns of these people and like see their finances, what's the average debt load of any of these folks? And he's like, 90% of them are up to their eyeballs. Right. And that's not an uncommon answer when I talk to accountant folks. They're like, yeah, maybe they are living these lifestyles, but the number of them that can actually afford it on a salary that they're making, no. Right? They're making payments on things, they're paying incredible interest rates just to stay afloat. And yeah, if you can make that, I guess, like a water bug, right? As long as you don't break the surface tension, everything is fine. As soon as something weird happens, like away you go. And so, yeah, good luck, kid. Because as somebody who essentially has very little debt, I would not be, I'm not pushing it. Right? The neighborhood that I live in now has a lot of similar vibes. There's a lot of tech people here. There's a lot of folks who are, first generation immigrants from particularly China, for whom there is a lot of status in the sort of trappings of wealth. And I wonder, and have not had the chance to talk to anybody yet, what the similarity is there. Is there a similar debt load? Are people sort of equally leveraged? Or are they doing something better? Because I've got a 17-year-old Subaru.
Well, as someone who, oh gosh, was it last week? I was at the dealership getting my car worked on for 11
Yeah.
hours, and I was there so long they gave me a car to drive, one of the new cars. And I was like, this is the biggest load of crap that I've ever been in. Like I felt like I'm not a big lady. I'm not a strong lady by any means. I felt like I could have broken that thing. Like the little, what is it? It's not a stick shift, whatever they're pretending is a stick shift now. I felt like I could have just cracked that thing off and I was like, there's no
Mm.
point in buying a new car anymore.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was probably $80,000.
well, it was the same price. It was one of the like less expensive versions of my current car, and it was the same price. And I was just like, "Are we on drugs now, people?
Everybody's on drugs. We were just talking about that earlier. If it's not drugs, it's the microplastics.
Pick your poison."
Yeah. They get into your brain and make inflation. I don't know.
I had to explain that inflation was real also past couple days.
But nobody knows why, because it's all made up.
So we got in an argument with our mayor. He promoted you cannot be LGBTQ plus and be patriotic, which
Okay.
he posted a meme that promoted violence against people who would celebrate the month of June. So some really not nice things were said by me, but he is a believer in the financial crisis that the country's in. It is not real.
Okay, sure.
It is not real. Inflation is not real. People are not losing jobs. It is not real because people are still buying things. That's how you know it's not real. Prove me wrong, James. Prove me wrong.
Cannot reason somebody out of a position they have not reasoned themselves into. People gotta eat, man. People pay a lot of money for food. Like my Netflix goes up every 6 months, and I still fucking pay for it because having some semblance of joy in my life, even vicariously through a goddamn streaming service, like of course people are paying for shit.
Yeah.
What else are we gonna do?
Well, like you were talking about with people embracing the debt, there's something he went on this massive rant about Christmas and was obviously people were buying Christmas stuff. There's no inflation, there's no economic crisis. And it was like, people have always, Christmas is notorious for bringing the bringer of debt.
Yeah.
And not being able to understand that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this someone in an elected position? Like, I love this for us.
Is he related to the family that owns most of the county? Because there's always one.
No. Someone described him because I didn't realize how many people would come out and like just full on rage. But people were describing him as 2 apples tall, which I was like, this is something I have never heard that term. And I was like, this is a term I will never not use. Because then I looked up like how tall he actually was, and he is indeed the size of a Keebler elf. So maybe money just seems a lot bigger because he's looking at it.
So
Yeah, but
yeah, no, like I have no idea how you would even approach that conversation. Then what I'm assuming is with vitriol and scorn.
like just all the rage, just so you know, if you have a business page, people can review that page and rate you. So if you're a politician and you're making silly comments, people can rate you. And your rating goes down if you make bad ones, just so that's how math works.
Now you're waiting for your check from George Soros because obviously you're a paid actor and nobody could possibly disagree with me. They have to be paid.
I just, it was,
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't. But the idea of people being so leveraged by having to keep up appearances, there's Apple Plus, which I only have whenever there's a free promotion because you aren't getting any more money out of me, Apple. Ha. There's a show called Neighbors where that's pretty much the whole preface of it is that he loses his job. He has a non-compete, so he can't just like start up again somewhere else. And he's so leveraged, it goes from him being extremely wealthy to an extreme bad place very quickly. And it's amazing to sit there. And I was raised in the era of Desperate Housewives and stuff like that, where you're like, if you had a big house, obviously you were rich. The concept of that house actually equaling a big negative sign is amazing. Like, the more you know as an adult, like the Scottsdale, Arizona, everybody having these, I didn't even think of that whenever I was there. All of these cars being like, debt, 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 because people are, he even explains it like he's like, it's not debt, it's leverage. And I was just like, there's a whole different word for it whenever you reach a certain income, you're leveraged instead of in debt.
Yeah. Well, over a certain amount of money, you get to use the special financial terms that mean the same thing and are much less scary.
I say we take ownership at any level of those words. So instead of student loan debt, student loan leverage, people.
Yeah. You are leveraged to continue your education and training. You're extending your dollar by using somebody else's. And if things go wrong, right? Well, that was a risk that they took, and you should.
And maybe someday we'll get leverage forgiveness from the big sky gods.
No, they will never give it up.
Someday it's gonna happen. I'll be probably dead, but we'll get
I
nice
hope
little
so.
letters in the mail where it's like, if you were still alive, to the lineage of Tabitha, like cryptocurrency.
Crypto. Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, there are many interesting uses for the blockchain, right? Like, I think that there's, these like identifiable transactions, but not identifiable information attached to them. Like, sure, like there are interesting ways to talk about that, but the idea of using it as a currency, like, again, you just have to have such a ubiquitous adoption that, like, I can't pay for shit in Bitcoin up here. Like, I got to turn it into dollary dues or whatever they use in Canada.
We have
Loonies.
a gas
There we go. It's a
station
loony.
here that does Bitcoin, like a super shady like gas station.
That would be my assumption, right? If you were taking like payment in cryptocurrency directly, I would assume that you were doing something nefarious. Yeah, because in a way that if you were cash only, I would be like, oh, that's a little, like kind of a pain in the ass. I have to go get money now, but not nefarious. Just the normal tax dodge.
Yeah, that's what I usually think. I'm like, I see you. I don't. Yeah.
We good.
I didn't. Yeah. Now
No,
I'm like,
I would feel all sorts of ways about it.
now I want to
Be
like
checking
stake
the
out
card
the gas
machine
station,
yeah.
like, and just be like, what's happening?
It's a front for something. I don't know.
I need to know now. Now I have my mystery for the next couple of days.
Just text me when you make it back.
Have been there inside once, and there wasn't like a lot of like, you know how there's food in gas stations?
Yeah.
There wasn't. Like there was like a box of cereal, and I was like, why are they selling like huge boxes of Cheerios? Like just a box of Cheerios. And I was like, that's odd. Came in here for a Red Bull, but whatever. But
no, it's not Cheerios. It's definitely cocaine. Just sitting on the shelf in the Cheerios box.
after that. But and then with the crypto wallet, the losing from, and this is something I don't understand. If you lose your crypto wallet, do you lose your money?
Yes, you lose access to whatever's in there.
Look at that.
There are ways to get it back. So there's exchanges that you can sort of buy these things through, which provide a level of customer service, right? They validate you as being the person you say that you are. There's some additional like two-factor authentication around your account. Because again, like if somebody gets in there and just transfers it, it's essentially gone. There's nothing to really be done about it. It's not like the federal banking system in which they can actually claw things back. Right? It's just gone. And so, yeah, like there's a lot more risk to it. To be honest, I probably have like a couple of coins that I put $100 into once upon a time that access to them is sitting on a hard drive that's in a filing cabinet over there. I should probably check on someday to see how much money I've lost from my $100. Like, I don't go to Vegas. This is the gambling that I do. And it's all like weird business and tech shit. It's all the same.
Love that concept. It's the stay-at-home Vegas.
We're rebranding into this is the other side of Tabitha's spiritual meme coin. It's just straight gambling. I do like the idea of soul coin as being the thing. Yeah, soul coin, right? You can sell your soul. There you go.
There we
Buy
are.
other people's
We have
souls.
a whole new crypto.
Don't do this.
I would
Or do it.
never.
I don't know.
For the record, I'm winking. No.
Talk to Tabitha. She'll help you out. I'm not going back to jail.
It's not that bad from what I've heard. No.
Maybe for you. I'm very pretty.
I've seen Orange is the New Black. I know how things are. But there's another documentary on Netflix. What is it? Is it Crypto Bros?
Probably.
I want to say they were the ones, it was, what is his name? DJ, he's on songs, he's like, DJ Khaled, I can't think of his name. He just says his name. Yes.
Yeah.
He was him and Floyd Mayweather did the debit cards, the crypto debit cards. Yeah. They were those guys.
There is a human being that if he had just like stuck it in a shoebox would have more money than God. Floyd Mayweather is probably the best financially performing athlete ever. For a guy who's a pretty good boxer and probably can't read, dude has like infinite money if he would just stop spending it. I saw an article about that recently, actually. It was just, he's got 11,000 cars and 8 houses and more jewelry than the Queen of England, and is apparently in dire financial straits despite having made hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah.
And I mean, and then he got in trouble for, like, he was linked to this. So it's like, be careful what you sponsor, friends. But they were talking about, so they had their made up cryptocurrency, right? And they had their crypto card that they made up is all photoshopped. But they had people that would have issues with their cryptocurrency. Like, just like if I'm going to use Bitcoin because that's the one I know. And I was like, oh, I'm having trouble with my wallet. James, will you help me? And I would just give you my login position.
Yeah.
And they would just take all the money out of my account and put it in theirs. And I'm just like, and they're just happily talking about it. And I want to say only the one who was in charge of all of it is the only one who's not in jail. Because that's the way
he made enough money that he got the good lawyer.
He was the first one that was like, I will cut a deal.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the good lawyer will get you.
Yeah. And your only friends, I mean, everybody's like ride or die until you're looking. I can't remember how much their prison sentences were and how much money they owed.
Probably.
But at a certain point, you aren't that good of friends. And they were just, I want to say they were like random druggy friends. Like he was just high on Oxycontin the whole time. And that's who you're getting business. A guy who's like high the whole time. And this is why, like, I'm just... People are like, oh, this is the future of money. And it's just like, that's the future of money. But then I guess that's the government right now as well. So it's just like...
Yeah. It's all made up. And, I think the important bit that came out of you talking about that for me was like, be really careful who you go into business with. Right? Be thoughtful about that. Do they know what they're doing? Do they seem like normal people? I don't know. Like, I read a lot of pitch decks, and I would say 30% of the time it presents well, and then I go and look at the team, and no, like nobody has ever run a thing before. Nobody has ever even come close to running a business of the size that they're talking about growing it to. Like, I'm not like trying to exclude people from being entrepreneurs. I think it's great. I also think that like there's a real component of education to this. And in the due diligence process of investing in something, you should know that the people that you're working with are actual professionals, right? And this is just me being boring, right? You want to go to the casino, go to the casino. I'm not going to stop. But like, if you're going to put a large chunk of your savings into a thing, be boring. There's the end of my diatribe, right? Like, when I give people advice about whether or not to invest in a thing, if it seems reasonably boring or the team seems really, really good, like, you're much more likely to get a yes. But there's no substitute for experience, and there's no substitute for having done the thing before. So, good luck. Put it on black. Give it a spin. What the hell? It worked out for the FedEx guy.
So that would be Soulcoin.
Soulcoin. Everybody's clear. This is a bad idea.
It's not real.
Right now.
In case there is a Soulcoin out there, I have no association.
Yeah, no, no. I've done zero research before I started bad-mouthing your efforts. I don't know. Yeah. We have no affiliation. Those were some free-range human thoughts. I'm Tabitha. That's James. And we'll catch up with you later. Okay, bye.